malarial drug concentrations. Chris Marinelli Jamson. Vigneshwaran Kulandaivalu, who investigated how wall-bounded turbulent flows evolve with streamwise distance over long lengths under different initial conditions. A complete evolution calculation was devised and a unique and world-leading dataset was obtained. These will be invaluable for modelling these flows, which occur extensively in engineering and the environment. Vigneshwaran Kulandaivalu. Elisa Lumantana, who developed a new approach based on displacement principles for assessing the risks of damage to structures in the rare event of a local earthquake. Potentially vulnerable construction could then be identified for retrofitting work to alleviate disasters. Elisa Lumantana. Lennon Mahedi, who investigated high-speed communication systems and networks employing optical OFDM. He established several new concepts to increase the speed and the spectral efficiency of these systems simultaneously. His findings give the telecommunication carriers the opportunities to upgrade the currently deployed systems to faster speeds at minimal costs. Lennon Mahedi. Emily Elizabeth O'Brien, who investigated the condition of the retina in an animal model of inherited blindness. Her study showed that there are extensive cellular changes in later stages of the disease. Taking these changes into account will assist in improving the design and development of a bionic eye. Emily Elizabeth O'Brien. Richard John Shumak, who investigated contemporary Muslim epistemology, arguing it is in a poor state, largely due to the inability of both Islamist and analytical philosophers to offer adequate arguments for the degree to which Muslim beliefs can be reasonably doubted and considered to be held with epistemic certainty. Richard John Shumak. Mark James Stiles, who developed and operated a novel in situ reaction chamber for the analysis of materials aimed at improving titanium metal production. His investigation validates the international use of advanced synchrotron techniques in the development of industrially relevant processes and significantly improves CSIRO's national titanium capabilities. Mark James Stiles. Terence Ethan Tan, who investigated enterprise-wide security governance arrangements to understand how organisations respond to security threats. He developed two frameworks, identifying 5 interdependent governance practices and an approach to examine the scope of an organisation's security strategy. His frameworks provide a blueprint for a more effective security strategy development and execution. Terence Ethan Tan. Ben Baron Gert van der Venter, who developed models to describe the sedimentation properties of flocculated particulate suspensions in the presence of shear. This is a problem of great relevance to the design and operation of water recovery operations in the minerals industry. His modelling showed the importance of particulate collision and particle concentration in prediction of process outcomes. Ben Baron Gert van der Venter. Nhat Dinh Minh Vo, who investigated several face recognition techniques to identify the key reasons for their failure in real-world applications. He invented novel methods to perform accurate facial recognition and gender classification that are not only fast and accurate, but also robust to real-world illumination variations. Nhat Dinh Minh Vo. Holly Yateman, who investigated the role of insulin-regulated aminopeptidase, IRAP, in normal and Alzheimer's brains. She demonstrated the upregulation of IRAP in inflammatory astrocytes in transgenic Alzheimer mice, and that IRAP inhibitor treatment improved both pathology and memory. This provides support for the use of these drugs in treating Alzheimer's disease. Holly Yateman.
I call again on Professor Mariels to introduce Mr. Joshua Chu, who has kindly agreed to deliver this morning's valedictory speech.
Chancellor, it gives me great pleasure to introduce Joshua Chu. Joshua came to the University of Melbourne in 2009 as an international student from Malaysia. He enrolled in the Bachelor of Engineering and graduated with this degree this morning with first-class honours. Joshua has appeared on the Dean's Honours List, which acknowledges the top 3% of our students 2 years in a row. Joshua has also been the recipient of various academic awards, and this year was involved in the coordination of the Endeavour Design Expo, which aims to promote engineering, collaboration and innovation by allowing our final year engineering students to showcase their projects and design both to the public at large and industry. Joshua is an example of the caliber of students the University of Melbourne attracts, and we know he will go on to a long and satisfying career in engineering. He has kindly agreed to present the valedictory speech on behalf of the new graduates here today. Please welcome him to the lectern.
Chancellor, Pro-Vice-Chancellor, members of the University, fellow graduates, ladies and gentlemen. This is a wonderful moment. After years of hard work, we have finally made it. Congratulations to us all. It wasn't the easiest of journeys, but looking back, I'm glad I took this path. I always had an interest in engineering, but was never too sure which discipline I should pursue, until a wise friend of mine asked me this question: do you want to change the world one building at a time, or do you want to make and play with robots every day? The answer was a straightforward one, and I haven't looked back since. In all seriousness, each one of us as an engineer will have an important role to play in society. Engineering has been and will continue to be the driving force of development and has a key role to play in solving the world's problems. It did not seem too long ago when we first stepped into this campus, excited but scared about what to expect in the journey ahead. In my first year, I, for one, did not expect to have engineering lecturers who recited poems and sung lectures. Unfortunately, this was not to be the norm. Being an engineering student had its downsides. Many all-nighters before an assignment was due, and having panda eyes throughout the examination period. Suffering through all this, I was always envious of how my friends in commerce or arts could learn all that was necessary in the mere 12 hours of classes they had a week. I guess that's why we are the engineers. Nevertheless, I believe that all of us graduating here today owe a debt of gratitude to the many people in our lives without whom we will not be here today. To all the academic staff who have shared your knowledge with us, inspired us in so many different ways. And even those whose lectures could sometimes double as a sleeping pill, I would like to, on behalf of this graduating class, say thank you. Also, a huge thank you to all the other staff members who made our experience here an unforgettable one. To every parent here, it must be good to finally see your investment, both time and money, into our education finally starting to pay off. For international parents, well, that might take a while longer. I know that you are all very proud parents today. After all, it is not every day that your child graduates from the top engineering university in Australia. We are immensely thankful for you, our parents and loved ones. It is only through your support, love, and encouragement that we have made it this far. To my family, especially my parents, thanks so much for everything. I would also like to specially mention my friends who came today to support me, my integrated design group mates, and my amazing Endeavour team. It's been fun. Finally, I would like to wish the graduating class the very best for the future. Today marks the end of one chapter of our lives and the beginning of a new one. Well, unless you believe that the world will end next week. We start our new journey knowing that we have been well prepared to face and conquer the challenges that lie ahead. And I'm sure that each and every one of you will go on to make a significant and telling contribution in whichever field you decide to pursue. Once again, congratulations to the graduating class of 2012. Thank you.
Thank you, Joshua, for that insightful speech, which brings to an end this wonderful ceremony this morning. So on behalf of the University, I have much pleasure in inviting you to join us for refreshments in the upstairs gallery. Thank you.